So today we're asking some big questions and I genuinely can't wait to see these results. So we've got two irons that could not be further apart in terms of the design of the head. On one hand we've got the Stealth HD, super thick, big, chunky, big sole, game improvement iron, full of tech. And on the other hand we've got the P7MC, which is your traditional torque cavity back iron, slim top line, small sole, not much tech, not much help, traditionally lofted. But what's going to happen when we put these heads at the same loft and test them on quad at multiple swing speeds to really see how much difference there's going to be in the performance and the forgiveness of these heads. Starting off with the Stealth HD, specs wise, the stock 7 iron in this set comes at 30 degrees, so we've got this set 2 degrees weaker than that to bring it up to 32 degrees. Shaft wise, we've got Dynamic Gold 105 S300. That will be staying consistent in this head and the P7MC and just playing at a standard length. That felt all right. Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. 17 launch, 6-7 spin. That's good numbers. Probably not what we were expecting straight off the bat from this kind of iron and design. Again, giving me probably not far off PGA Tour average launch and spin numbers. And that is one of the big questions of today. Not only are we obviously going to be touching on the performance and the forgiveness and see what drop-off we get front to back, but what about launch and spin? Because these heads are such a dramatically different design in terms of the sole width of this Stealth HD is massive, so the CG can be dragged low and far back to really increase that launch angle. Like, is it actually going to do that, playing the same loft as the MC? Be interesting to see. Oh dear, felt good. Oh, that's going to hit the path as well. Oh, that's going to go miles. 204. And it absolutely striped that. Face just a bit too close. That will be another question from today. These irons are really designed as draw bias from an internal weighting perspective. We've seen the lie angle. Actually, you probably haven't seen yet, but the lie angle is the same as the P7MC, so that's not going to be having an influence. The shaft's not going to be having an influence. Nothing else other than the head design is going to be having an influence. So how much more draw bias is this than the MC? That was a little bit of a miss hit, so that would be interesting to see what the drop-off we get from that on 7.5. Not bad. It was a little bit low heel, that. Yep, see there, a little bit low heel, very low. So we're looking at probably a drop-off of, first one was pretty good, so maybe a drop-off of 8 yards or so. That was probably the best one I've hit with it so far, I'd say, in terms of the feel of strike. Yeah, nice. So 20 shots in with the HD, so if we bring down the dispersion map of the green so far, we can see there's about 2 miles down there on the path, which obviously just hit the path and kept on going, but they are long left misses. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 or 8 long left misses. So definitely easy to turn this over. One in the right-hand bunker, which was just not a great swing, a little bit short right. The rest on the green, in and around the flag, so not bad, but definitely easy to turn this thing over. And in terms of front to back there, I felt like I hit a couple of not great shots and some really good shots. The longest carry was 186, shortest carry 175, so not bad front to back dispersion. Again, 11 yards from sort of pretty good to not so great, and a standard deviation of 3 yards on the carry, so it's pretty impressive. So jumping into the P7MC, as we've touched on, polar opposite design, super small top line, much smaller sole, much more traditionally lofted. So this comes in at 34 degrees as standard. So we've got this set 2 degrees strong to crank it down to 32 degrees in order to match the Stealth HD. Same lie angle, same shaft. It's be interesting. Oh wow, that's bad. That's very bad. That was worse than the one I hit with the Stealth HD for sure. With that carry 174, which was pretty much exactly the same as the worst carry we had with the Stealth HD. That was one of the better ones I've hit so far. Yeah, nice. A few ropey swings there to start that data set, if I'm completely honest, but yeah, it's better. And by ropey, I just mean left, which are just horrible swings. That wasn't particularly great either. That was really out the toe. Actually, might go in the hole. Go on. Tell you what, that is impressive. That is impressive for this sort of head here. Look at that strike, very low toe. Didn't feel particularly great, still good efficiency. Really good shot. It's a good day to do this test. I'm not hitting it well. Oh my, man, what is going on? So bad. Again, what a shot though. Like, it's just a horrible swing, super thin. Yeah, but what a result. That was pretty good. We like that one. Lovely. Just ticked over 40 shots, so about 20 shots with each. Again, if we drop the dispersion map in, we can start to see the red and blue sort of overlapping each other. Couple down the left still with the blue, 1, 2, 3 sort of long left. Again, they're really like, you just know they're going left. As soon as you hit them, you know that they're going left. They're bad swings. But less left with the MC than the HD, I would say. On the better swings with the HD, still found them just wanting to turn a little bit. However, if we look at the middle of the green, I mean, yeah, a real even scattering of red and blue in there. So, yeah, let's take a look at these numbers. So performance and ball flight numbers at my normal swing speed. So first off, talk a little bit about the drop off front to back. Again, you can see here actually very, very, very similar. The longest with the Stealth HD, which I did touch on earlier, I think was 186 carry, dropping off to around 175. P7MC 187 was my longest carry, dropping off to 175 to front to back. Almost no difference. We can see the standard deviations in terms of the carry, pretty much identical, really, which is great. We did see a little bit more ball speed out of the Stealth, which we would expect to see a little bit with that head design. Also, I feel that's partially me not quite hitting the P7MC as well. So I'd say probably a mile an hour to maybe 1.5 mile an hour ball speed difference between these two heads would be a fair comparison. Launch, we did see a little bit more launch out of the Stealth, which again, great from that head design, giving us that little bit more launch. And the impressive thing about that is that normally when the CG is lower, it creates higher launch but lower backspin, whereas this, actually the backspin was a little bit more than the P7MC at my normal swing speed. Pretty similar, really, 63 to 64, but still, really great job of retaining that spin. So height-wise, what that equated to is 8 feet higher in the Stealth, so 116 peak with the Stealth to 108 peak with the P7MC, so a little bit more height, which is great. A little bit steeper land angle, not as much difference, only a degree in it, but a little bit more height, a little bit more angle of descent, but actually, like carry-wise, nothing really in it, which again, same loft. It's never going to be a massive, massive difference in performance of a club that's at a similar loft. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you thought. Did you think there was going to be more of a difference in terms of performance from those two clubs? We'll flick over to the club data quickly. So we can see I did actually swing the Stealth a little bit faster, 1 mile an hour faster. So that, again, would have created that little bit more ball speed. But it was a little bit more efficient at 1.35. Versus the 1.34 at P7MC, but again, still not really much of a difference considering how crazy far apart those heads actually are. We see the rest, they're all within a degree of each other, which I'm always happy. We see angle of attack virtually the same. Path was a little bit more inside with the P7MC. Face angles was the same. Dynamic lie was the same. Loft was the same. And yeah, swing speed, 1 mile an hour difference. So really, delivery-wise, very, very close. So now I'm just going to show you a couple of shots with each at a slightly slower swing speed, around 80-ish mile an hour, high 70s, 80. First up, 7MC. That was nice. Back into the Stealth HD, slower swing speed, exactly the same setup as we had earlier. Obviously, I'm only showing you a couple of shots just to make the video a bit shorter, but still getting a good data set. Now on shot 67. That's probably a better swing speed. Yep, 78, nice. It's a good strike. Yeah, good. That one felt really good. Yeah. So quick look at the slower swing speed, performance and ball flight data. So we can see the dispersion again, front to back, not much in it at all really. If anything, the 7MC slightly tighter, but really not much there. But we can see that the Stealth still more left side bias. Definitely a slightly more left side bias club, 100%. It's a very similar kind of theme actually. If anything, we dropped a little bit more spin in the Stealth at a slightly slower swing speed, which you might expect to see, but the kind of the rest is fairly similar. Ball speed the same. Launch, we see a little bit more launch from the Stealth again, which is good. This time a little bit less spin, which isn't great, but again, from a ball flight perspective, because we're getting that little bit more launch, the Stealth actually peaked 5 feet higher than the P7MC, which at this speed starts to make a bit of difference, the height and the angle of descent we really want to look at. At my normal swing speed, everything just goes high, so don't have to worry about it too much. Slightly slower swing speeds when we really want to start looking at peak height and angle of descent. So the Stealth peaked at 80, P7MC 75. Only 5 feet in it, but still a little bit. An angle of descent, we had 44 degrees with the Stealth and 43 degrees with the P7MC. So although we've got slightly less spin with the Stealth, it's still flying a bit higher and coming in and landing a little bit softer, which is great. Again, standard deviation on carry is not really that much in it, in all honesty, is there? It's pretty tight, 145 to 146 carry. So realistically, again, the performance between these two heads, I don't know, let me know what you think. Did you expect there to be a little bit more? Quick look at the club data on this, and again, we can see just a little under 1 mile an hour in it, so 78 basically with the Stealth to 78.8, so less than a mile an hour, but we do see still a little bit more, tiny bit more efficiency from the Stealth head, so it's a little bit quicker on ball speed, a little bit. Again, very similar within half a degree of dynamic loft. The toe I did get a little bit more up on the P7MC. Again, that's just swinging at slower swing speed. This isn't my normal swing, so it might fluctuate a little bit more, but path, again, we can see fairly similar, face within less than a degree. So yeah, the main thing on this page is just the swing speed and efficiency to make sure I wasn't swinging them crazy different speeds, but close enough for me. So I really enjoyed that test, like super, super interesting from a data perspective. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below of what you've just seen. Big takeaways from my perspective. Stealth HD, definitely a little bit more draw bias, a little bit more left bias. So if that's something you need, then absolutely great. Go give it a try. And that little bit more launch as well. It's a little bit more height, which is great. But the big story is really that forgiveness element. And it's really not as vast and as wide as a lot of the marketing would lead you to believe. As we saw, at the same loft, the kind of front to back on these, there just wasn't a massive difference in the drop-off that I was seeing. Like really looking at the data, toe strikes, heel strikes, thin strikes. Yeah, that front to back dispersion was really impressive on both. Yes, I would say that the Stealth is more forgiving than the P7MC. If I had to rate them 1 to 10, I'd probably go Stealth 8, 8.5, P7MC 7. So it is a more forgiving club, but just not as wide as you would think. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Please let me know. Please do like and subscribe and follow along. I've got loads more content coming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.